Cloaking technology continues to unironically or ironically elude the Modian Curators, one of the two. Now their task is to simultaneously increase their research output, expand their territory, and strengthen their defensive power projection. Yeah, all of those things. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris First Contact in our Clandestine Curiosity series. So we do indeed have a lot to do, and our science ships are on it. We're exploring a section of the galaxy that is not really well known, but seems to have no active alien presence. So if we can expand rapidly into that section of the galaxy, then indeed we can do pretty well. But expanding rapidly into that section of the galaxy is something of a challenge, given that we need influence to do that, and we don't have a lot of monthly influence at the moment. So let us just begin this episode ensuring that all of our influence is spent in those places. I'm going to go ahead and bring this construction ship down here to Ensmars, because pretty much all of our expansion... Well, no, I take that back. We'll bring you to Conviab, because if we can expand this way, then it looks like we might be able to lock our way into this section of the galaxy. And you can kind of tell why there wasn't a lot going on here. It does seem like maybe... No, this really does seem completely closed off, with the exception of this lane of stars. It's possible, however, that if this star is not connected to this star, then all of this is truly closed off, with the exception of this nebula and this lane here. And we're the only ones with direct access to all of these stars. That would explain why... I mean, that aspect of the galaxy's design and the fact that a alien empire didn't spawn here would explain why just we have so much empty space. So that's good news, but right now we just can't do anything with it. Let's work on that, shall we? Crown Princess Bertha Belvedere, Bertha, really, is the new heir to the Empire. She's a reformer, like her mother, Queen Margaret. And she also has deep connections, which will grant additional monthly influence. Ooh, can we assassinate Queen Margaret? Just kidding. This is not Crusader Kings 3. But Queen Margaret does have the Corvette focus and reformer bonuses, so that's kind of good, I guess. As suspected, the asteroid TD-1997 holds within it a great mass of metal and does indeed hide some manner of machinery. The gathered data clearly shows that its constituent parts contain great quantities of stored energy, but its purpose remains unknown. Proceed carefully. Caution proved well in order. Hidden inside TD-1997 was a host of old mining drones programmed to attack on site. Science officer Virginia Newdigate fortunately detected this early and was able to jam the drone's sensors long enough to disable them. The drone's cores are old indeed, but retain vast amounts of energy for siphoning. Excellent. All right, so that's down in Ebliuk. Let's stay on speed 2 and see what we can accomplish here. It does look like we have the ability to do some upgrading. Let's do another... Let's replace that with a gun battery. Put another gun battery there. And then do a detection array. We'll eventually have another hangar bay, but for now, let's just run those two. And we do have the option now to build listening posts, so that's going to happen in every place that we possibly can. Let's see. Yep. Listening post. Let's have some redundancy as well. So if one listening post goes down, we still have another one. It was a recently finished research project, so that's a win. And here, there's not as much that we can do at the moment, so I'm not going to spend my alloys when there's not an obvious use for them. Okay, I will send this construction ship down to Ensmars. There are some additional systems that I need to capture in here, and I haven't forgotten about that, but I would like to ensure that every spare bit of influence we get for the next little while ensures that we... Well, I just want to make sure that every system that we can capture down this way gets captured. Let's put it that way. We have discovered an ancient alien starship lying half buried in an asteroid crater. Research it, please. Also, an archaeological site has been discovered in the Ebliuk system. Good. Can't do anything with it yet because, again, we need the influence. But one thing that I can do to improve my influence is on some of these stations that... Hang on, do I have open building slots? I do. No, well, I'm filling those. I could potentially... Hang on. There might be a solution in some of these cases. Like if I upgrade you... And if I upgrade you... If I can increase my naval capacity and then build ships to fill that naval capacity, that will increase my power projection. And at least maybe get unity, or not unity, but influence totals over 3 per month. So we can work on that.
The fleet has been refitted.
We've got a few platforms to upgrade. Crash site. We've discovered an ancient alien starship half buried in an asteroid crater. This science ship's exterior has an extensive sensory array and no weaponry. The exterior was not damaged in any way before it crashed. We can assume this catastrophe was the result of a fatal error caused by the crew. How tragic. So this is another archaeological site, Seeds of Destruction in Ebliuk. So does that mean there are 2? Or was that an event that corresponded to... I suppose that was an event that corresponded to the discovery of the archaeological site, and now we know what it is. Okay. Interesting. Or there might be 2.
Intellectual booty.
Blue laser is finished. Okay. Research station output is important. Encryption also is important. I don't want to be spied upon, and this does unlock additional tech on the covert operations path. So let's go ahead and get that done. It's only going to be done, only going to take 10 months to finish. So it makes sense to get that wrapped up. Now I do once again have the opportunity. All right, good. They're still on the way to upgrade. Let's go ahead and stop them so I can give a new upgrade order.
Ships ready for action.
Foreign Empire claims our system. The United Jubaran Authority has laid claim to the Secunda Haedum system. That's cute. So let's look at the claims map real quick. Wasn't there a way to just visually show the claims? I thought there was, but evidently there is not. So what we'll have to do instead is just look at the Jubaran Authority. Wait, no. Maybe if we unpause here. Okay, I genuinely can't recall if there's a way to show enemy claims. And I thought there was. But evidently there's not. Okay, I'm not going to sit here staring looking for it, but if someone could remind me, that would be very useful. If there is a way to see that information, because that's not super obvious to me at the moment. Okay, so science ships are all busy down here. The good news is all the anomalies that are being discovered, that's bringing in additional science as well.
A system has been
We need more
charted.
raw science output, and I'm well aware of that. Archaeological site discovered. Desiccated. We have found signs of water all over this world. For all we know, it should still be here. The temperatures are within the normal range for liquid water to exist, and there is still an atmosphere, albeit tenuous. And yet, everything here is dry, and what vegetation exists is parched. In addition, scans have revealed traces of another spacefaring civilization on the planet. The archaeological team will have 2 goals. Find out what happened to the water, and understand what other spacefarers have been doing here. Most hypotheses are already linking the two, and some in the team believe that this might be the work of water thieves. Okay. We did defeat the... I think I've already given this order. Yeah, the science ship is literally doing it right now. Good. We have no L-gate insights. How are we doing on relics? We could discover an L-gate insight right now using our relics. Because we have 1,000 at the moment. We have exactly 1,073. I'll use that more when there's an immediate demand for it. For now, let's hold on to them. All right, looks like our upgrades are going through.
Ever stronger.
That's good news. New faction, Path to Victory Committee. What do they want? Oh, that's interesting. They're kind of a militarist faction. Thankfully, our biggest faction is also very happy at the moment, bringing in lots of additional unity, so that's a win. Second largest faction, not so happy. Restricting our policies to defensive wars only will please the Prosperity League. I mean, I thought we already did. Yeah, let's go ahead and say that. Let's, just for the sake of bringing in additional unity per month, just to please that faction. Yeah, you can see the immediate increase in how happy they are.
A special project is finished.
After rigorous research, we now understand why the tree's sap summoned those creatures. The tree is able to produce a highly nutritious substance which has machine-like abilities to repair organic tissue. The tree is a tree of life. If we harvested it, we could use it to expand the lifespan of our people, but there's one problem. The tree's healing power is limited in amount. We could only use it to improve a small group of people's life substantially, or increase everyone's situation by a small amount. So we can improve leader lifespan, or we can give it to the people. And of course, happiness will help with production across the board. So I think I almost always go with give it to the people, but in this case, we also do have a lifespan issue, so this would counter that, but we can also counter that using genetics later on. So let's go ahead, let's just do what I typically do and just give it to the people. The happiness bonus is, I think, the most meaningful one to pursue there. Oh yes, we went ahead and built that station in Fionis, so we can get those 2 mining stations built, and we also have the station built in Kerbal. Fantastic, which means I can colonize you, or did I already give that order? Hang on, let's look. No, I did not give that order already. So, let's go ahead and do that. Yes, I would like to colonize the planet with a colony ship. This is going to be... I like Freedom Cape in a way. Hailston, Port Genevieve. Ooh. Let's say Port Genevieve, because I think Genevieve Allenby did die, right? One of our initial scientists? She did. So that would be a really nice tribute to one of our first scientists. Again, since we are a technology and science-related race, I think it makes a lot of sense to venerate her in that way, naming a colony after her. She accomplished a lot in her brief lifetime. Okay, so what can I do here? Let's give myself an additional slot. City District. Because we really need to start expanding naval capacity and research capacity. How are we doing on Secrets of the Cyberx, by the way? Whoa, a lot just happened. 24 months. Okay, 2 years and that's going to be done. All right, so... Oh, wow, the engineering scientist just died. Okay, so we have a level 4 scientist, Virginia Newdigate. So I'm gonna move her. I like the survey speed boost. I really do. But a level 4 scientist that knows her propulsion stuff. She's 58. She's not going to last much longer. Let's put her there. And I can hire a new scientist for her ship. You can always tell which one has had a leader removed because there's no longer a level indication on there. So if you're newer to the game, there you go. Okay, this leader's going to live a little bit longer, so let's go with that as an option. Obvious choice. And then we have the encryption technology, already finished. Assist cloaking detection. Yeah, lots of good options now. Let's go ahead and say that we want to do... I mean, we need all of these things. Let's say cold fusion reactor. As much as I want code breaking... No, let's do code breaking first. It's only 10 months, and then we can do the cold fusion reactor. We're going to have access to the cold fusion reactor regardless, but we might not get code breaking again the next time we are dealt some research cards, so to speak. So I would prefer to lean into that. Right, and we have used all of our envoys, I think. What are we currently doing? Now, as I recall, I am trying to improve our relationship. Yep, with the United Jubaran Authority, even though we're also rivaling them at the same time, which is freaking funny. And I'm also spying on them, too. But as soon as I have better code breaking, that will be a little bit easier to do. I am gaining intel on them. You can tell that we have more information on them than we did just an episode or 2 ago. That's good. Thorquil Pact entered into a defensive pact with the United Jubaran Authority. That's interesting. The Thorquil Pact is down here. By chance, we stumbled upon a faint alien signal during the survey of this moon. The source appears to be a small object in orbit. The signal contains no message. Could it be a distress transponder? Let's find out. Research, please.
Space charts updated.
Senate is now in session. Forum the Galactic Market. Sure. We can support that. So we are definitely behind right now in terms of our score. And given that, what that kind of tells me, yeah, we're going to need to catch up in technology pretty substantially. What that tells me is, remember, there's already a policy in place galactically that gives additional power, additional diplomatic weight based on technology. So the fact that we're at the bottom of the ladder, now that that is in place, that means we're pretty much behind on technology. Encounter in Iriane. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Iriane system. For now, we've codenamed them the Beth aliens until we can find out more about them. They possess a language. We must decipher it in order to establish communications. So once again, here we go, having to pull one of our envoys away from more important work. Yeah. Let's pull the one away from improving relations with the Latrepian Society. Or is it Latrepian? Yeah, Latrepian Star Hierarchy. We'll just do that. And then Avonhead. Oh, yeah, you clearly have an opportunity for an additional building, so let's do that. Not only do you need more room, but you're low on amenities. Nice, new tradition, and this will give us an Ascension perk. Defense against hostile operations +1, infiltration required for hostile operations +20%, and because we finish this, we're going to gain additional cloaking strength, and again, successful operations will refund 50% of their infiltration level cost. And the Ascension perk. So we have technological ascendancy, we have enigmatic engineering, and now we can go ahead and select Archaeo engineers. And I do think I want to go for this just to lean into this as our option. Alternatively, I could go for Imperial Prerogative, which would reduce how much of a penalty we're currently getting from colonies. Although the penalty at the moment, like, it wouldn't help us that much. This would help us later. Yeah, let's lean into the lore of the series. So we have the Archaeo engineers. Archaeotech weapon damage will be increased by 33% when we have Archaeotech weapons, which we don't just yet. Although, do the null void beams count as Archaeotech? Let's take a look at that. No, I don't think they do. They would have a special icon on them or be a special color. And I don't think we've actually researched any Archaeotech weapons at all. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade you. Oh, nice. Ancient Suspension Field is done. That's really good news. Alright, so... Oh, wow. Look at all of these. So, Ancient Ramparts. Defense platforms are a cost-effective way to ensure our society, but they need to be monitored from an operations center. Ancient Pulse Armor. Fleet Command Limit, +20. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go for this, because if I don't have this in place, we might not be able to defend ourselves against worse situations. Yeah, there's not much else that I can do at the moment that would help with research. Research subsidies, technically, but this would take a chunk out of the Unity we make every month. So, I don't know. This would increase the energy credit upkeep of researchers. All right, you know what? Let's run this for a bit, just because I do feel like I need to catch up on technology. But I don't know that I want to run it for too long, because it's really... You're going to watch our Unity per month drop like a rock in just a second. Encounter in Hodem. Are you freaking serious? Enough. Like, I don't want to pull... This is... I'm sorry. I should stop showing such frustration towards this, but I do not like this mechanic. I'm not a fan. So yes, I've now shifted into full-on complaining. Okay, yeah, stop improving relationships with the Sibulans. We have a good enough relationship with them. Yeah, fine. Ancient life pod. An abandoned life pod was detected in close orbit of Muray. It is covered in scorch marks, presumably from when the pod's mothership exploded, and preliminary scans suggest it was built more than 5,000 years ago. The crew of the MCS Insolent managed to open the pod, revealing the withered remains of a reptilian alien clad in a resplendent uniform. Clutched in one of its claws was a small picture of another individual from the same race, possibly a mate or revered leader. This is an old event that pops up a lot in Stellaris. This has been around for a long time, and I always recognize it because it might be the one usage of the word resplendent in the entire game. So, let's see how that society boost helped with our current project. Couple of months. Not a lot, but a couple. Also, how close are we? 10 months away from discovering the secrets of the Cybrex, and then we can finally resume. Finally resume the research of cruisers, which we need for our power projection in order to generate additional influence. Hisman civilization encountered. Nice. We have detected the presence of a pre-FTL alien proto-civilization on Ginnog 3 in the Ginnog system. Our probes show that they're Neolithic culture, so a couple of Neolithic cultures in this area. Has mastered fire and developed a rudimentary spoken language, but we have yet to see any evidence of metallurgy or written communication. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. Interesting. Okay, Teal Fleet. Let's go ahead and upgrade you.
The fleet has been refitted.
Nice.
Space charts updated.
Now, definitely more I can do here. I would say a detection array and an anchorage are in order. And then an off-world trading company. And then the Balawar station. I don't need a listening post here, but a comm jammer is probably a good idea. Ladelicon. Hangar Bay, probably good. And another anchorage. We'll leave that empty for now. And then the Muray station. I guess a comm jammer would be good for you as well, just from a defensive point of view. So we're almost ready to build some additional buildings, and they're probably going to be research labs, if I had to guess. Offering refunds betrays a lack of confidence in your products. We have full confidence in our products. Show us your wares. Alright, so we would have a science officer reassigned, and then we would have the Trium atmospheric deodorizer deployment decision. Not interested, move along, go away. A small cargo pod has been left adrift in space above this gas giant. It has been captured by the planet's gravity well and will eventually be pulled into its atmosphere. Research that for me. One of the best things about a massive chunk of space like this that needs to be explored by multiple science ships is that it's just good experience for every single scientist. They'll all level up rapidly. We have picked up readings of unknown nature. The signals seem to follow some kind of repeating syntax which could indicate sapient origin. It should be investigated further. They seem to be concentrated around a single space station, though it is unclear whether this forms part of a larger spacefaring civilization. Proceed.
Research complete.
Okay, so code breaking is done. I could research code breaking again. I could also research experimental subspace navigation or planetary FTL inhibitors. Let's go ahead and do that, just so that we can force anyone that tries to attack
A system has been charted.
to have to fight our stations. That seems like a good idea.
Space charts updated.
Also, I had extra influence, so let's use it.
Hard to port. Our lookouts spy a spaceborne life form.
Where's that exactly? Barnaby just yelled at me about a spaceborne life form, but I don't see a single notification of or anything anywhere, so we'll look at that in a minute. Although they might have spied something in a neighboring system. A discarded cargo pod was left by someone in the upper atmosphere of Iriani 3 long ago. It has somehow escaped the notice of other spacefarers. It is, and its decaying orbit means it would have been lost in the gas giant's crushing atmosphere within another few years. When the crew of the MCS Insolent unsealed the pod, they found a stash of alien jewelry made out of precious metals. We could melt them down for alloys. We could sell them for energy. We could study their construction, or we can keep them. I'm going to go ahead and say study their construction. Need that science progress. We have picked up readings of unknown nature. The signals seem to follow some kind of repeating syntax which could indicate sapient origin. It should be investigated further. They seem to be concentrated around a single space station, though it is unclear whether this forms part of a larger spacefaring civilization. Proceed. Look what we have here. JAY Sailing Seabird. We have discovered at least one cloaked non-allied fleet and forced it to decloak. The fleets have gone missing in action. So, JAY? Let me guess. Jubaran Authority. Probably. That would be my guess.
Ahoy there! Spaceborne life forms ahead!
Commercial pact invitation. Alright, so what spaceborne life forms are you talking about? Okay, they're seeing them as they explore. Yeah, hunter space amoebas and such. Okay, that's fine. That's all well and good. I understand why you're screaming at me now. Ooh, options. Let's go ahead and build an additional generator district on Modia. On Iroquois, we'll have a more obvious option. Let's build research labs to produce additional pre-sapient species found. According to the MCS Fireball, one avian species native to Bin 23b has not only achieved a tentative mastery of the planet's vast oceans, but also the small plots of land that dot its surface. Scientist Madeline Illingworth proposes that we should monitor their development closely and possibly help them along the path to full sapience. Something to keep in mind for the future.
Ships ready for action.
All right.
We grow ever stronger. Ships ready for action.
A lot of upgrades continuously available.
Not so
Finally done
special
here.
now, was it?
Also, we've once again detected... That might be the same notification as before. Let's see.
Space charts updated.
After successfully translating their language, we've established communications with the independent space station of the Artisan Troop.
We
Let's
are
see if they
being
want to talk.
contacted by aliens.
A visitor! This is a joyous occasion indeed. Oh, forgive my manners. I believe introductions are in order. We are the Artisan Troop. Our members have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of art, music, culture, and all the other things which makes existence bearable to a sapient being. Please, if you would like to share in the wonder of our creations, do not hesitate to contact us. Interesting. Alright, so since we've now met the Artisan Troop, we are absolutely going to contact them and become their patron. It's a deal. Well met. We have successfully managed to integrate the Cybrex artifacts into our research process. Their insights into megastructure engineering will greatly aid our own. Virginia Newdigate gains the expertise Voidcraft trait, granting the following effects. Extra Voidcraft research speed 15%, research option gained, Mega Engineering, tech progress gained, Cybrex Mining Hub, plus 10%. Nice. And then we have the Secrets of the Cybrex modifier added to the entire Empire, so all megastructures will build 10% faster. Holy crap. That's awesome. Alright, this construction ship, though... I wish I could send sequential orders, but you can't with the construction ships that have to jump. So I guess what I'll do is just send you, because we need to build that research station. Now, because we gained that influence, I can go ahead and send another ship. I do want that L-gate, but that L-gate is more or less mine. I want to go ahead and continue expanding along this line of territory. After successfully translating their language, we have established communications with the independent space station of the Curator Order. Let's see if they want to talk. That's 40 more influence right there. Greetings, Star Travelers. We are the Curators. Our ancient order was established eons ago by the various galactic powers in ascendancy at the time. We were dedicated towards the preservation of all knowledge in an effort to safeguard the galaxy from descending into yet another dark age of mass extinctions and barbarism. We failed. Few of us remain today, but we are no less committed to our sacred mission than our predecessors were. We are willing to share some of our knowledge with you for a price. Well met. Okay. So since we now know the Curator Order, can you aid us in our research? We would like to purchase this process, or this service. So that's even more influence for me to use right away. That's good news. So this starbase is almost done.
Space charts updated.
Let's go ahead and add this system, and then we'll build that mining system. And then I want you to go to Nordak next. So this is actually good. We've managed to add some additional things to our territory. So we have this Faculty of Archaeo Studies right now, and they are helping with the production of research. But we probably need to do more. One thing I want to go ahead and build on Avonhead, though, is a stronghold, because we need to increase our naval capacity. So let's get that done. We have some more colonies being worked on, and we're also approaching the 30-minute mark for this episode. So maybe, just maybe, Might be time for me to stop. Hang on.
Anomalous space-time.
Impressive structures litter Abrez 5A's surface, practically begging for some archaeological work. Research, please. Tell me more.
Our lookouts have detected an anomaly.
Unexpected emissions are coming from the underground caves on Abrez 7. Could these be a signal of some sort? Research time 250. You know what? Just go ahead and do it. I have so many scientists working in this area. I'd rather that scientist just, you know, give it a try.
Research complete.
Fleet Supremacy Edict unlocked. Very good. So, oh, that is an Archaeotech weapon. As is this. Ooh, okay, so we're starting to get archaeotechnologies. And we have the Cyberx Mining Hub, which gives us what? This is a star-based building that increases mining station output by 150%. Nice. So that's a doubling and a half. No. Yes. A doubling and a half. There we go. So, archaeology skill +2. That's tempting. But you know what's even more tempting? These weapons. Yeah. The Ancient Cavitation Collapser. High energy weapon causes brutal micro-collapsing events on impact, generating tremendous heat and force inside its target's armor. Let's go ahead and do that. I love seeing those options. It's fantastic. All right, it looks like our observation post here is still up, which is good. I am going to keep an eye on that just to make sure we don't have that bug recur. But as soon as I can, I want to try and add...
We cannot fight this foe.
I want to add Conviab to my territory as well. Okay, we once again have a first contact event. The Sigma aliens, and I'm guessing that we've encountered... Oh. Hi. I'm really worried about you. I hope you can safely escape. It already looks like their hull strength is pretty low, so we might lose Grace Allenby here. Thankfully, that's a... just... was supposed to live longer and hopefully still will, but is only rank 2 at the moment, so that's good. Starts the first contact process. I do have a free envoy, thankfully. And let's, before I end the episode, let's go ahead and make sure that I've reassigned the envoys appropriately. So we're building a spy network with the Jubarans, we're building a spy network with the Sibulan Hive, improving relationships with the Jubarans, and then we were also improving our relationship with the Latrepians, right? Let's continue doing that. Let's continue with that. We do still have this research agreement with the Sibulan Hive, and I was also improving my relationship with them. So that's something that I will have to continue to do going forward. Okay. I'm going to stop this episode here. In the next one, I'm going to continue to make as much progress as I can incorporating this massive chunk of territory into mine. It does look like there's a connection. So they're going to be working their way down here, but they can only go down this lane of stars. So if I can somehow beat them to this star, I can lock all of this down for myself, and the Nodge clocks will not be able to enter this section of space. So that's really good. That's exciting. I just need to make sure that the steps I've taken to improve both research production and my naval capacity help offset any aggressive intentions from, say, the United Jubaran Authority, who are currently hostile towards me, despite the fact that I'm trying to improve my relationship with them. They have an overwhelming fleet power compared to ours, so, you know, that's fun. Love that. Love that for me. Might need to build some additional platforms as well, once I have the ability to do so. We just have a lot to do in a short period of time, and it's looking like an increasingly hostile galaxy is kind of bearing down on us, at least from a couple of different directions. One in particular, the one that I'm looking at. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.